Welcome back to Blueprints. I'm Akanar, and this is day 53. Let us begin. Day 52, we made a pretty massive discovery. If you haven't seen it already, this is your warning before I start talking about it. Go check it out. But we found the secret within the catacombs, hidden behind Draxus the Dead, the original 2 manuscripts, the Red Prince and a new clue. And it was so much fun getting to read, especially the Red Prince, and seeing how that original manuscript dovetailed so directly with the ending cutscene that we saw previously when we first got to room 46. That was a lot of fun. And then we also got to read the new set of nonsense contained within the original new clue. And I went over all of that new information again during editing and tried to make some sense of it. And I still have, well, no clue about a new clue. And I really don't know what to do with all that new information that we uncovered. So we're not going to worry about that today. We're going to save that for maybe next time, digging into a little bit more, trying to make some sense of it eventually. But today we're just going to relax and try to collect some more Blue Tents memos. We're going to check our tunnel in a second here, which we forgot to do on day 52. See if we've done anything after removing several crates. And then I also have another couple ideas regarding castling. This castling puzzle, which apparently I'm like agonizingly close to solving, and causing some of you in the audience to perhaps, well, hopefully not throw anything through any windows or scream too loudly at the screen, but one way or the other, we're close, I think, and I do have a couple more ideas which maybe might get us to where we need to go. We shall see. All right, let's draft. We're drafting our outer room here first. I think I will take the tool shed. The chance at getting a wrench is interesting to me. I know we've gotten a wrench before there. And I completely forgot to check what items we have in our inventory from the moon pendant. But I think I want to take the tool shed anyways over a hovel. The hovel is a fun one, or was a fun one to do earlier on when gems were harder to come by. But, I mean, gems and steps, honestly, at this point are really easy to come by with it, whichever, no matter what you do. So the hovel would not be a bad room necessarily, but I think I'm more interested in the tool shed because we do want to get a mechanarium apparently on rank 8. And, well, I don't know. Would a wrench help us with that regard? A wrench helps. I'm going to take the tool shed even if we don't get a wrench, regardless of what we get there. What do we get? We get a metal detector and a battery. Okay, so no wrench. The wrench helps it. You have to draft a mechanical room first with the wrench, and then you get to adjust its rarity on the spot. So it actually wouldn't really help us get a mechanarium on rank 8. Because if you're drafting the mechanarium, well, maybe it would on a subsequent day. You'd have to draft the mechanarium, and assuming you don't draft it on rank 8, with a wrench in hand, you could then adjust its rarity to make it more common for a later day in which you could draft it on rank 8. Okay, regardless, we don't have a wrench. What do we have? We have a treasure map. Okay, cool. And a sledgehammer. Plus battery pack, plus metal detector. We have some components to make a power hammer. But the power hammer, I can't think of anywhere where that is actually where that's actually going to be useful to us. Maybe the power hammer will come in again at some point. All right, it does look like there has been some progress made. I believe there were 2 crates at the top of this wall of crates previously, and they have been removed along with some others that were here in front. So there's nothing else to interact with this coffin, question mark, but I think there's got to be something beyond these crates. Like, I can't see anything through this little sliver of space, but You can tell there's more to the tunnel. There's more to this tunnel. And the fact that crates are still being removed, I don't know. Maybe there's not that much more. Who knows? It could just be... Actually, it's very hard to see, and you're not going to be able to see it with the compression once this is uploaded to YouTube. But I feel like I'm just barely able to make out in the shadow as I move back and forth here. It looks like there's a brick wall. And I was just talking about a power hammer. I'm wondering if there's like a brick wall on the other side of this pile of crates, and we could use the power hammer on it. Well, interesting, huh? Okay, so we want to remove more crates if we can get that experiment once again today. And as I suspected, even though we didn't get to check what happened in the tunnel on day 52, I kind of had a feeling that we didn't get anywhere just yet. We've got to remove a lot more crates before something else happens, if there is anything else to do. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I have an idea about castling. A couple ideas that we will talk about here as we're going. Let's jump into the draft. This is interesting. I think we got this same choice on yesterday. Chapel versus hallway. I'll take the hallway like I did before, because the closet is okay. Was it exactly these was it these exact 3 rooms? In fact, there was a dead end here, and I think it might have been the closet. I don't want to put a dead end above the entrance hall unless it's one that I really like. And the closet, I like it, but I don't really like it. Not enough to take it over a hallway when we have 0 keys. So hallway it is. And then we'll draft to the west. Interesting. I think I might do the same thing that I did on day 52, which is take an observatory, because I forgot to check how many stars we have, but I think we're definitely in the 40s, which means that we're very likely to get Diamondus Major as one of our rewards. It's not guaranteed, I don't think, but it feels like it's a really strong possibility. And if we are going to be playing the chess game again today, then I would maybe want to draft Her Ladyship's Chamber, which means I don't want a room that goes directly to the West Wing. I want to go down the West Wing. So I'll take the observatory here, even though it does spend a gem. That does put us to 46 stars. So let's see. I don't think I have the 46-star reward noted yet. Just checking those tables real quick. Every once in a while, there's something on one of these tables. But not this time. Do we have a Diamondus Major? I think we do. Cool. We have a Clavis. We have a Farmer's Apple. And we have a Sail. Do I want the Southern Cross? At some point, I do want the Southern Cross if we're trying to draft a Mechanarium on rank 8. But I also don't love getting Archives and Weight Room thrown into the mix. So I'm always a little bit torn on the Southern Cross. I mean, usually I'm not torn. Usually I'm just like, get it out of here. I don't want it. I think I'm going to leave it for now. But I will make, let me take a screenshot. So this is in my notes for later. And yeah, let's go ahead and leave it there. And we'll go draft the other side of the entrance hall. Or maybe we just go from the observatory and continue to... Let's just draft from here, actually. And we'll see if we get... We'll see what we get. Den versus... Geist Bedroom versus Commissary. I think I take the Commissary here. Let's get our first shop. We just got the sale. And let's get our items and gems off to a good start here. I do want a Geist Bedroom at some point, but not in this position. Commissary. And this gets me to the West Wing. This time we do have gems for once. Been a couple days. But I think we'll just, with the sale, we just buy it all. Magnifying glass, which is constantly on special order, and our shovel. Okay. So, let's continue. Here, I probably want a den. Or courtyard. Or the boudoir, because it has dice. Now, it does close off rank 3 a little bit to us. So, I think the better pick is the courtyard. But I do want to have some dice to be able to reroll for her ladyship's chamber in at least one direction. So, but for this pick here, I'll just take the courtyard. Right? I think so, because we still have a Geist bedroom to get us dice before I draft. I'm gonna just, what I'll do is I'll take the courtyard, but I won't draft downward yet. We'll just take our resources. I will dig now before I get a detector shovel. That's fine. We get a turnip anyways. Is it just the one dig site here? Is that? I'm sure that's happened before, but it feels like there's almost always at least 2 dig sites. This tile here in the courtyard, we did try to break this before with a power hammer, right? It's a repeated tile. This is just an asset that happens every so often in these tiled floors. It's not a special square or tile that needs to be broken. Let's draft up. West Wing Hall here. Yep. Okay. And I might be okay taking a garage up above us. See, it feels like we almost always get the garage offered on rank 4. Our treasure map. I forgot to check this. It's over on the east side. We do have a shovel for it now. We're already up to 15 gems. Like the Banner of the King, we haven't used this yet. The idea in my head is to usually wait to draft or to pick the color from the Banner of the King. Wait until I have an experiment online, because we might want to draft shops, we might want to draft hallways, or if we don't do any of those, then we might just want to switch to blue before we get to rank 8. So I don't want to use my banner just yet. So we'll draft in this direction. And now maybe we'll take we could just take another observatory and just boost the star count. We're not taking a dead end if we take a gymnasium. But I don't think I care enough about the door that goes to rank 4. I think I'd rather just take the resources from one of these 2 rooms. I think I'll just settle for the storeroom here and get the extra gold for when we do maybe get our hands on a showroom. So let's... Yeah, okay, we'll take the storeroom. Get our guaranteed key. That's another reason to take the storeroom, is like being only at 2 keys so far. Make sure we get one. We could get Clavis the key, but I feel like it's less of a possibility than the Diamondus Major. We'll go back before we draft more of the West Wing. Let's go back and draft this side of the entrance hall. And now we can take a kennel, I guess. Or we just take a drawing room to get us to the corner. The kennel is one that we have not drafted on rank 8. We might want to save it. But I do like that it just is the straight through room to the east wing. And we're not competing with the hallway door. But at the same time, you might just want to draft from the drawing room instead, because it gets you a redraw. And this is a room that we have already drafted on rank 8. So, okay, I'll take the drawing room. Now, the kennel could just be useful when we only have 2 keys. It could just be a good room to take for our draft. Do I ever take the coach egg here to give myself the crown now? I don't think so, because I'm at 16 gems. I would only need the rerolls. The extra ability to reroll my rooms. I wouldn't be taking the crown to get gems. I think I'm just going to take the drawing room, though, for the doors. I do love this there's something about the observatory music that is just so soothing. I'm going to draft this room here first. It's nice having the reroll here in the corner. In the instance that you did not get offered a conservatory, you might just hit that redraw. But I'll take the conservatory here over. I mean, the break room would be a very wise choice to get yourself some more keys, but I'm hoping that will come back around to us. The conservatory only appears in very particular spots, and you have to pick it when it is there. You don't have to, but it feels like a pretty good move to pick it while it's there. Oh my gosh, we actually got offered the treasure trove. Yo, well, I feel like that should be a commonplace. This is so much gold to give yourself. And we get the additional memos from the treasure trove, right? Which still could be useful to us. Is it too much to go commonplace? Because it does cost a gem. But I mean, that's so much gold you're getting. I think a commonplace makes sense. Let's just do commonplace on the treasure trove, which I feel is awesome for us. Now, the vestibule and the foyer, I could see making the foyer standard, but it does cost 2 gems, and it is not the most incredibly useful room, because we usually are good on keys. So I could see just leaving it where it's at. It's not a blue room that we want to get on rank 8. I think standard might be a bit too much, just because I don't want a 2-gem room. I mean, we're usually good on gems anyways. We're usually good on gems as well. Worrying about the 2-gem cost maybe shouldn't be too much. Maybe I should just put it to standard because, yeah, it can be useful. It can be. What about the vestibule? This is another one that, you know, we can get it to show up more often just with the Southern Cross. And it also feels like a very, you know, whatever room. I'm kind of okay, I think, leaving both of these at unusual. I don't feel the urge to push them one way or the other. I think they're good where they're at. We can think about that as we go. So we do now, we do have a rook in place here. So this maybe gives me an opportunity to talk about one of my theories regarding the castling. I had the initial idea that I had was that we needed to swap the king and the rook. That was kind of the Occam's razor explanation that or theory that I derived, because I was thinking, okay, the notes in the office and the nook indicate you've got to swap the king with another piece. Let's actually read those notes real quick. Let's go to the source so I can remind myself exactly what was said. The king can castle by swapping with another piece. It does not say the rook necessarily, but it says swapping with another piece. Okay. So, and then the other one says the rook can perform a special move with another piece. So I thought, okay, if you put these two notes together, and it sure seems like, if you read between the lines, just infer a little bit here, this another piece that's being mentioned in each of these notes is just the other side of the castling coin, if you will. The rook swapping with the king swapping with the rook. Well, we did that. We've done that a couple times now, and that doesn't seem to work. So my idea at first was, well, what if we're not actually supposed to swap the king with the rook? What if the king swaps with some other piece? Because I thought to myself, when you're looking at a chessboard, when you're looking at, we don't have a chessboard here, but we have the blueprint board. When you're swapping the king, let's say the king is the entrance hall and the rook is it's not wide enough actually. The observatory would make a better king in this case, because that's where it is actually on a chessboard. You have the king, and you have the bishop, and you have the knight, and you have the rook. And the rook here at the conservatory actually does line up with what's in the conservatory. Regardless, okay, the point being, when you castle, you're not actually moving the king to the rook's square and the rook to the king's square. That's not castling. Castling, you have to get the bishop and the rook and the knight, I should say, out of the way. But once they're out of the way, and assuming other conditions like the king's not in check and the king's not going to be in check, a bunch of other stuff, and you haven't moved the king, you haven't moved the rook, if all that lines up, you move the rook 2 squares to the left, and you move the king 2 squares to the right on the king's side. It's a little different on the queen's side, but let's just think about the king's side for now. So you're moving the rook not to the king's square, but to the bishop's square, where the bishop was previously. And you're moving the king to where the knight was previously. So my idea was, well, what if we're not, if this note is not saying swap the king with the rook, literally, it just says another piece. What if the king is supposed to swap with the knight? And what if the rook is supposed to swap with the bishop? What if that's the thing you're supposed to do? So I did also, from one of my trusted advisors, I received some hints regarding castling if I need it, sort of a break in case of emergency set of hints that were meant to help me if I needed it. And so I had this theory about, well, what if I need to swap the rook with the bishop and the king with the knight? So to help confirm that theory, or maybe disprove it one way or the other, I decided to read a couple of those hints. And the hints, let me pull them up here. The hints that I had, the hints that were given to me had to do with, so the first one says, some lateral thinking may be required to understand what must be done in the chess room. Okay. That one I didn't quite know what to make of. So I read the next one, and the next one says all 6 pieces must be placed on the chessboard correctly. All 6 pieces must be placed on the chessboard correctly. So you do need all pieces in place in order for something to happen. Now, what place those are, I'm not sure. And I have not yet read the third hint, but it was at this point where I had another idea. And I decided to look up the definition of castling. I looked up the definition of castling on, I think, Wikipedia, and it says that castling is a move in chess, consists of moving the king 2 squares toward the rook on the same rank, and then moving the rook to the square that the king passed over. On the same rank is actually part of the definition for castling. And I'm not, like I said before, I'm not really a chess player. Maybe I should look this up now. But I guess that you have the different rows on a chessboard are called ranks. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that, but based on the Wikipedia definition, that seems to be the case. Just like in our floor plan, we have ranks. The king and the rook need to be on the same rank. Is that what we've been missing? Have we been missing the fact that you need to swap the king and the rook when they're on the same rank? Question mark. So those are my 2 theories. The first one is maybe swap the rook with the bishop instead of the king, and the king with the knight. Or do we actually need to put the rook and the king, draft them on the same rank, and then try to swap them on the chess game or on the chessboard down in the precipice? We'll see if we can get that to happen in our draft. This is the one thing that kind of dissuades me from that theory about them being on the same rank, is it feels complicated to do in a draft. Maybe it's not that hard. Maybe it's easier than I think. But I've been trying to steer away from puzzle solutions that feel overcomplicated, because this has gotten me into trouble in the past and and I think in this game as well, is I have a tendency to overcomplicate, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate. I love overcomplicating. Makes me feel smart if I come up with some complicated solution. But I found too often that it's the puzzle designers or the designers of puzzle games are usually not trying for, they're not aiming for you to come up with an overcomplicated solution. And so I've tried in recent times to back off my overcomplicated tendencies and shy away from theories like this that say, ooh, draft the king and the rook on the same rank. Well, that does involve you have to get enough resources, particularly dice or other rerolls in place, so that once you do draft a conservatory or a reading nook on rank whatever, that you can then pick up an office or somehow maybe a throne room on the same rank. You either have to be very lucky without any rerolls or moderately lucky with some amount of rerolls. One way or the other, you've got to put in some work, either by getting a study or an inkwell, to make sure that you have enough rerolls to more or less guarantee that you can get these two pieces on the same rank. And so that's why I have some doubt about whether this might work. However, the idea of them being on the same rank, it does kind of line up with this other part, the first hint that I received about some lateral thinking may be required. I wonder if lateral is meant to be the same rank. They're on the same row. They are lateral in relation to each other. Maybe I'm reading too much into that. But anyway, that is where I am on castling. We'll see how we go. We'll see if this room here, we might save this, like, I don't know, for the end of the draft to either try to get her ladyship's chamber or an office, which would give us a king and a rook on rank 1, no less, which is, I guess, the rank they are on a chessboard when they actually castle. Okay, let's continue drafting, though. With all that talking out of the way, but this is what we do. We talk and we talk and we talk because it's a talking and thinking game. I will take a security room here, though, to get my experiment started, as well as give myself some additional security doors. There's also a coin here from our metal detector. Thank you. But let's go. Security. Inventory. There is a key in the hallway that I have forgotten about, so I need to go back and grab that. Keycard system. Do the thing. And that's all for the regular menu. Then we do the login. And we just always have our little preliminary things that we check here. Staff announcements. Ooh, there is a new staff announcement. Yay! These are always exciting. Wednesday, December 29th. Simon, I was having lunch the other day with Hartley Ruoda, who was your uncle's valet and has been on the estate longer than anyone else. He told me that if you call it a day in some bedrooms, there are beneficial effects. I assume his own room might be among that number. Sounds like it might be worth checking out. We are privy to this information. This is what we learned from Her Ladyship's sleep diary, which I am going to check again while my mind is on the subject, because I do want to actually, just out of curiosity's sake, I'd like to remember what effect drafting or calling it a day in the servants' quarters does. I thought that I remembered this being a bad option. Her sleep quality was terrible, and the effects, you get about half the steps the following day. Yeah, you don't want to, oh God. Randolph, if you had not yet unlocked Her Ladyship's diary, and you get this message from Randolph, and you're like, oh, let me call it a day in the servants' quarters, and you start the next day with half your steps. That would be an unfortunate. Although I guess you get a die in return. But I'm not sure that a die is worth, at this point, 35 steps. Ooh, that's a rough. If we didn't have a Geist bedroom already and other ways to get rerolls, so many other ways to get rerolls, I might reconsider. But this is something that, screenshot, this is something that I will not be, especially when we have a break room. Why would I call it in any other day besides a break room? It's too tempting, man. Special orders. Keep getting, now, I will say, we could, maybe I should actually get a brass compass. I'm gonna check something else here with my notes, because I need to remind myself the workshop, and what do I get? Yeah, the compass. The compass is needed for the electromagnet. And we know now that the electromagnet, yeah, you are more likely to draw mechanical rooms. If we do want to draft a mechanarium on rank 8, an electromagnet would be a good thing to have. I think we should actually, for the short term, order a brass compass, because the brass compass is actually pretty tough to come by. It doesn't show up as a very common item. I'm gonna set this as a special order for today, and if we don't get the mechanarium today, then we'll have that to look forward to if we get a workshop on day 54. Okay, I did say, let's check data transfers. Let's keep checking that, just, you never know if there's gonna be a second packet that's gonna pop up. But let's do our experiment. Laboratory, please. The security room has a chess piece, doesn't it? I think it has a knight. Let's check that before we leave here. Just cat laser brain. But experiment time. What are we offered? Remove a crate from the tunnel. Let's go. And we get the shop room offered to us again. We also get whenever you spend 2 or more gems drafting a room. That's a pretty common one. Now, it would be a lot less common if we end up drafting or buying an emerald necklace or bracelet, excuse me. Because I think it would completely negate this experiment, wouldn't it? If we pick up an emerald bracelet. I'm tempted just to do this again. Same experiment we had yesterday, right? And we set the banner of the king to yellow. Let's do it. Let's keep removing crates, because it's an experiment that could bear some fruit. I want to do it. And this got us good progress on the previous day. Let's go for it again. We have drafted 1 shop already, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's just the 1. And we will, oops. I'll go ahead and right now set my banner of the king to shop rooms. Let's do that. Cool. Now I will draft this room to see if it connects us to the hallway. It does not. Instead, we can pick up a coat check, I think. Or we get our other observatory in this location. The observatory could get us some more gems, but also the closet could have dice. But I think I'll pick up the crown here. I think I'm okay getting the crown in this position. The other 2 are not as exciting to me. Let's just get a crown. Now, I do need that other key from the hallway. I do need it, but maybe I can grab it once I come back to draft on the west side. So I'm not going to go back for it yet. Let's just keep drafting. Because we could get a locksmith, and our key situation is completely solved. This could be a reroll. I'd love it if it would actually remove the dark room. I don't really want to take a bedroom here, because I never want to take a bedroom. I think I'd rather just take the gem and look at a new set of options. Locksmith would be good. Like, the locksmith would be good. Should I just take it here? It's just, I hate how it closes off the draft. That's all. It'll come back, right? We've got the banner of the king set to shops. Let's take a look at... Dang, I want dice as well. I do want dice. I just don't want a dead end, man. I don't want it. I think I'm going to take the den. It's too early. The guy's bedroom, hopefully, will come back to us. Let's just take the den here. Not time for a dead end yet. Here I will take... I might take... let's draft this door first. Dang it. Dang it. I have the door from the den going to rank 4. I don't have to take the bedroom. I would love to have an ornate compass though, man. An ornate compass is so useful. I think I'd take the break room for the keys. Just guarantee the keys. And it's also near our coat check when we do eventually call it a day. So we'll settle for a break room that dead ends us in this situation. And let's see if we have any more fancy new additions to our math game. This one should be 6. Okay, and now... Okay, so now we're doing a sliver of the subtraction as well. So how does this... If we're doing it like we did previously, we do the addition and the subtraction first, and then we divide by 3. So my instinct says that this should be 9 minus 3, which is 6, divided by 3, which is 2. Okay, that seems to be right. Okay, now this, what in the hell? This one goes across 3 different... I don't know what these are called. These are... We'll call them circles. Because that's what they are, right? They're circles on a... But I'm sure they have a specific name on a dartboard, but I don't play darts. This sliver, though, is not just contained within one circle. It goes across 3 of them. And we can't do what we would have done. Oh, what if we're supposed to do... What if we start with a -10 and then we add... No, that doesn't work. I was going to add 23 times. But that was going to get me 50, which is not divisible by 3. God, this is kind of screwing with my understanding of things. What makes sense here? We probably need to end up with a number that's divisible by 3. Right? But if I do... Oh, maybe I need to do... Do I need to do 20 plus 20 plus 20 divided by 3 gives me 20? And then minus 10 gives me 10? That worked. I hate it because it feels like it's going against what I've been told by the Nook and its note about order of operations. You work from the inside out. Except now we're going in reverse. So I don't know anymore. But we're intuiting our way through it, even if we don't know the explicit rules. We're internalizing them, one way or the other, I guess. Let's keep going. Gift shop. Doors plus crate removal. We don't need the gems, so I take the doors. Plus crate removal. Let's do it. And it also is nice to draft the shops and get them out of the way before we get to rank 8. Let's do the door above first. I was hoping, I should have said it out loud, but I was thinking to myself, this would be great to be a showroom here. I would just love it if this were a showroom. And I will take that showroom. Cool. There is nothing new here, correct, at the gift shop? We are still waiting on Dirija blocks at some point. Theoretically. We've been playing this game for a long time, though, and there still is no Dirija blocks. Although I just read this for the first time. There are over 10,000 sold in Nuance. Bro, what? This is one of those situations like when when a game has come out in Japan. It's been out in Japan for how many months and it hasn't come to North America yet. That used to be more of a thing. I don't know if it really is these days, but I do remember way back there was a GameCube game, Beautiful Joe. I actually imported the Japanese version of Beautiful Joe because it wasn't out and it was going to be a while before it came out in North America. Beautiful Joe was a lot of fun. But that was, I think, the one and only time that I ever imported a game from anywhere else besides the US. That is the definition of importing. Duh. Let's draft the other room from the gift shop. And there's a laundry room. Okay. I think I'm fine with that. And the question is, will I actually use it? I think I might. Because I would be giving myself a lot. I think what I might do is buy, whatever I buy in I'll buy something in the showroom and then maybe utilize the laundry room. I think that's the way I'm going to play it. But I do want the shop. We ended up not taking the laundry room at all on day... Oh, that's right, the dig site. That's permanently there now. The used, or the spot that we dug previously, like in the patio, it stays there. So that you... you will forever see that dug up hole in the laundry room. Guys, I'm disappointed. The showroom has neither an ornate compass nor an emerald bracelet. How sad. Okay. Well, maybe I'm not using the laundry room at all then. I was going to like spend like almost all my gold and then go swap. Actually, no. I was going to spend like 50 of it. And then I was going to have like 24 gold left. And I was going to swap that for gems to give myself a little more gems. But, maybe this would be a day where we open the, or actually buy the master key. I don't need either the moon pendant or the chronograph right now. I could take the silver spoon. I probably will take the silver spoon. Because I almost never need the master key. And we're going to get a locksmith almost certainly. So yeah, we actually save our coins for the locksmith, don't we? We'll take a silver spoon here. But this is a pretty disappointing showroom. I'm disappointed in you, showroom. You should be ashamed of yourself. How could you do this to me? Too soon, locksmith. Too soon. Dining room here. We're close to getting to rank 8. I think I will take the dining room. It's once again a geist bedroom and a locksmith. I want both of these, but they keep showing up in the inconvenient spots. Can't do anything about it, you know? Silver spoon lunchbox. Nice. Let's draft... We can draft this door here. Or we'll draft the unlocked door if this one's unlocked first. Okay, they're both locked. So now I will use the key on this door. And now I guess I take a casino. I don't get a door that goes directly to rank 8. But the casino gets me some more gold. And it gets another crate out of the way. The, I don't think I want the greenhouse. Not when we... Yeah, I feel like there's very little reason to draft the greenhouse these days. Now, the reading nook is a consideration because we could try to... We could give ourselves another rook. It would give us a key as well. Like, maybe the smart pick is actually the rook, to be honest. Maybe I should be taking this over the casino. I just feel like we're going to get a locksmith. At some point here, we're going to get a locksmith, and on all my key problems are going to be solved. But we could take the nook specifically for having another rook. And if my theory about the rook and the king being on the same rank is going to come true, this is another rook in the house for us to try to make that happen. Try to draft the office on either rank 7 or maybe on this last room in rank 1. So maybe I'm talking myself into the reading nook. I do like having the casino at some point to give us another way to sink our gold at the end of the day or before the end of the day. But I think maybe the reading nook is the right pick here and just take the key. guarantee that right this moment. It also takes this blue room out of the pool for rank 8. We've already drafted the Nook at rank 8. I'll take the reading Nook. And then I will draft this other door from the dining room. Okay. The maid's chamber. I was hoping to get a door that pointed downward, but I could just take the corridor, actually. The corridor would also kind of be... Man, having the Southern Cross now would actually not be a bad thing. I wouldn't mind having the Southern Cross at this point. I'm just thinking about how we're going to start filling out the house here. But the corridor could be fine because we kind of need the unlocked door, right? We kind of need it. I will take the corridor, I think. And then let's go and draft, maybe draft the reading Nook. But if it's locked, I might turn tail. If this door is locked, let's find out. It is locked. I think I might wait, because right now I need to maybe use my keys to make sure I get a locksmith or a garage, right? We might need to go back around to the West Wing and try to get a garage there. Maybe that's what I'll do, because there is also that key in the hallway, right? So this is the point where I will leave this the way it is. We're going to leave this the way it is, and we're going to go back. Leave this eastern side where it is. Now, we do have the ability to swap. The laundry room could solve our key situation as well. The laundry room could totally do that. But it would be a little... We'd have to swap. If we swapped keys for coins, we wouldn't have much gold left. But that would be okay. It wouldn't be the worst thing, because we're probably going to be picking up more gold as we go, especially once we get a casino. That is a lot of keys, though. It's way more keys than I need. If anything, I'd want to like swap gems for keys and then gems for coins. That would probably be the smarter pick. Do I just do that? And then my key situation is solved? I just have 0 coins. The thing is, we're picking up a key in the hallway. I'm probably overthinking this. I'm going to skip the laundry room for now. And I'm just going to presume that I get keys from a locksmith if I need it. One way or the other. And if I have to come back to the laundry room, I'm going to have steps to do that. This will work out. The game will be kind to me, I believe. So, now we draft through the West Wing Hall, but we also, I think I am also going to activate the Southern Cross now. Now, especially that I have my crown to get rid of the weight room or the archives, I feel better about getting the Southern Cross in effect. We're still not going to draft this door downward, but yeah, we'll draft it from the West Wing Hall. I had a feeling it was going to give me a garage. I'm not going to take the garage just yet, but I might take it soon. I think I'll start actually with a workshop, though, because I like the idea of maybe making a detector shovel. But also, if I wanted to make the electromagnet, I don't have a compass, but if I did, I would need the metal detector to make my electromagnet, right? So I don't know if I want to make the detector shovel right away. The detector shovel makes it less likely that I'm getting steps from turnips, but it does make keys more likely. So maybe I should make it. I think I take the workshop, though, first. I just... Like, obviously the garage has keys, and I have these 2 doors from the other side of the house. I just hate dead ending right here on this side. I'm going to do the workshop first. This is an interesting draft because we have gone quite some time without having... What? Dice. We have not had any sort of reroll ability, which, and quite late into the draft, is a bit unusual for us. Let's, before we make any potential, because we could actually make a jackhammer after picking up a broken lever. The jackhammer would get us more... It actually might get us dice, right? That is one thing we learned, is that gems and dice become more likely, don't they, with a jackhammer? And that would not use our metal detector. I actually might just do that right away. Let's see what this door gives us, though. This uses a key, unfortunately. But I will use it. Chapel, parlor, casino. Man, I almost want to take the chapel just for the doors. I think I do that because I want it would be I wouldn't mind in this situation taking a garage above the chapel if I have, you know, the Southern Cross helping me get a bunch more doors through the door from the chapel. So I think the chapel here is one I'm not going to skip. The 3 doors here are good to me. Good for me. And I think I will make the jackhammer, right? The jackhammer, we still get to dig up... Oh, I forgot about the treasure, didn't I? I totally forgot about the treasure, which is, I think, in my corridor. It's in the corridor. Okay. I forgot about that. Now, we should still be able to dig that treasure with the jackhammer, right? The jackhammer does not remove our ability... obviously, it enhances our ability to dig. So I would... This actually does... This is good for us because this preserves our ability in some world to pick up a compass and then make an electromagnet if we need to. So let's make the jackhammer, and it's always fun to make inventions that you don't get to play with that often. And it's been a while for the jackhammer, so let's do it. Grab that. And now I think we draft... Let's draft to the right first and see if we can lock down like a passageway. I don't really want to take a Great Hall here. I think I'm going to re-roll, take the archives out, and hopefully get myself a passageway. That's what I'm hoping for. I just don't want... Maybe I'd settle for a vestibule. Or a rotunda. I could take the rotunda. That's actually perfect. The rotunda gets like maximal value in this spot, and I have the gems to afford it. Beautiful. Okay. So now I would like to see a garage. Especially if I'm using a key here. Please, give me a garage. I'll take it. I'll happily take a garage. No! Okay, I guess we can take a starfish aquarium. Because that is another shop. And it's a star. And it probably has a dig site and an item. These are all good things. And it gets us another chance at a garage. So I will take the aquarium here. And do I draft it? Maybe. If it doesn't cost me a key, I will think about... Let's see what the one thing the jackhammer does, I think, reduces the chance of you picking up a key or digging up a key. So that is one downside to the jackhammer. Fortunately for us... Yo, you gotta be kidding me. This is crazy, dude. All right, we don't get a garage. We could get a locksmith if we wanted. But at the same time, we've been given an office on rank 7 where we also have a reading nook. I think I have to take the office here. We still have the laundry room if we really need to go swap our resources around to give ourselves those keys that we need. So I definitely take the office here. I definitely take it. Now we want to get her ladyship's chamber or the study. Either one of those we will take. Hopefully we can get our hands now on some dice. Hopefully. Okay, office it is. Cool. So now, I mean, let's just keep going as long as it doesn't give us locked doors here. Car keys. I am going to pass on the car keys because we will likely get a moon pendant, and I don't want the car keys to be there. And I don't think the car keys get us anything. Well, first of all, we have to get a garage, which is very unlikely at this point, but maybe it'll show up on rank 8, and that would be a blue room we haven't drafted on rank 8 yet. That'd be fun. But even if it does, what exactly are we getting out of the trunk in the... The car trunk gives us, at this point, what, a silver key or a secret garden key? Do I really need either one of those? Not really. I think the car keys is a pretty weak item at this point. Let's spread gold. We can do it after we... Let's try to open this door first, and then we can spread gold. This is probably going to be locked, though. Yeah. Okay, so... Now... Maybe I use... Maybe I'm gonna save the key, because I'd rather open the rotunda doors that are locked, if at all. If there are locked doors, I'm gonna open the rotunda doors. Because I want to spin. Spin to win. There is also still... Okay. We should probably go back to the laundry room. I do need to be a little bit wary of my steps, but I'm hoping I can pick up a kitchen at some point. Let's just spread gold now. Gold has been spread, and the metal detector will help us pick that up. Although there's part of me that wants to just wait to pick this up after I've swapped stuff at the laundry room. I think I might do that. Let's just leave this. Let's leave these coins as we find them. There's some in the aquarium, which we're probably going to come back to. Maybe, maybe not. Do I just head to the laundry room now? Because I want to get the treasure from the corridor as well after I've done the laundry room stuff. I think I might... This is interesting. It's just going to cost me an extra coin to go from the... I want to draft at least this door from the rotunda, assuming it's unlocked. Oh, it's actually locked? Yo, what the hell? Because maybe I can draft to the corridor from the rotunda. That's what I'm wondering, but I feel like I'm not going to have the keys for it. I think I'm going to be a little bit short on keys. Especially if these are locked. This one's unlocked. Okay. Aha! And we do get... Now we get a conference room after we just spread gold. I'm going to take the passageway here. Easy passageway, I think. The question is, will I be able to open the door that gets me to... Maybe gets me to the corridor. I do take this over a conference room, right? Is there ever a world here where... The conference room, I kind of would want to draft it on rank 8, if anything. Because we haven't got the memo for it yet. I'm not going to overthink this. Let me just take the passageway. And we'll see if it gets me to the corridor. Security door. It's going to get me maybe to the corridor if... I should draft these other... Oh, this is a security door as well. So... Now this... Okay, we can take at least a dead end out of the pool. Maybe if this door's open. It is open. So here is where I think I'll re-roll this archives and try to put a dead end here. If I don't put a dead end here, I can put a kitchen here. And that lets me get some more steps. Cool. And it gets a crate out of... It gets a crate out of my life. Cool. Already 5 crates gone. So cool. And that's already after already drafting the commissary before the experiment. So let me just think a little bit about how I order my... Because I want to go to the laundry room. I want to go to the laundry room, and I want to... Oh, we have a silver spoon, so I don't really have to buy that much from the kitchen. So maybe, okay, that is, it's actually better to buy from the kitchen and then swap the keys for coins. I'm going to quickly remind myself how many coins are needed for the laundry room in order to do the different things. It's 5 for gems and coins, 5 for keys and gems. It is the expensive one to do coins directly for keys. So you have to spend 10 coins just to do the swap. We still are going to buy some stuff from the kitchen, though. One way or the other. And apparently there's maybe a key already in here because of our metal detector. Okay, let's go. Oh, yeah, and we have the sale. We have the sale. So, just buy all the bananas? Or it's the same rate, isn't it? Let me think about this. No, bananas give you 6 steps for 1 gold. Club sandwiches, 30 steps for 4 gold. Oh, this is actually a better rate. The club sandwiches. I don't really care about bacon and eggs. So we do the... Yeah, we just do the club sandwich. We can buy all of this except for the bacon and eggs. And then we're totally good on steps. And we still have enough to... Yeah, this would be fine. Now, the only thing I could be thinking about here is... I didn't think about it. I did think about it momentarily, and then I forgot about it. I forgot about the fact that I still do want to buy some stuff from the showroom. But now we have more than enough steps to be able to, even if this door doesn't connect me to the corridor, this room, even if I didn't get a Cloister of Dowager here, then everything would be fine. I do get the Cloister here, although our gem count is starting to dwindle a little bit, but the Cloister has dig sites for our jackhammer, so let's take it. And it connects us back to our treasure. And I think we will do the... Let's do the dig sites here first. Oh, and we're getting keys. Okay, maybe I don't even have to do the laundry room. And my metal detector's going off as well. So you can still get keys, actually, from the jackhammer. Did I forget that? And we got some gems as well. Maybe I don't even need... to do the laundry room swap. And maybe I should just dig up my treasure here in the... I was thinking of waiting to dig up the treasure in case it was coins, because I was going to do the swap for keys first, but now I think we might be fine. I think we might be okay. Let's still wait on the treasure, because the treasure is never going to contain keys, so let's just keep spending our keys until those run out. And in fact, we have a key card here above the cloister. So could we possibly get a room with some animals in it? I think I would be okay drafting a bunk room here if it offered it to me. Because I still have the rooms from the office and the doors from the office and the nook to get us to rank 8. Let's see. Okay, I think I just take the weight room out. Weight room doesn't have animals in it, right? None of these rooms have animals. So let's do a reroll. None of these rooms have animals in them. The solarium. More likely to draw unusual and rare rooms. This would make the study more likely. It would make the study more likely. And it also would have dig sites. It just would maybe make her ladyship's chamber be a little bit less likely. It might be harder to get her ladyship's chamber. I think I like, though, the idea that we're buffing the chances at getting a study. I'm going to... It's a tough call. It's a tough call, but let's give this one a shot. Let's try it. I feel like that's risky, but we'll see. More gems. So, gems are fine. Keys are kind of fine. Especially when we're getting so many security doors. Why don't we draft below the passageway? And see if we can fill out these other... Well, we could also just... Now, let's do the security door. Let's do the security door. Yeah, the only downside here is getting this last room in rank 3 might be tough to do unless I take like an archives. Because I'm sort of low on straight through rooms. Is that true? No, there are straight through rooms. There's like the foyer and the kennel. And there's still like a den in the pool. Like let's reroll. I don't want to do an archives. I don't want to do an archives. I don't want to do it. There's a great hall. Okay, I will... I'm not thrilled about this, but I'll take it here. I'll take it over a casino. Is that true? Do I care that much about that last room in rank 3? Actually, maybe I better just take the casino. If I take the casino... Yeah, the casino lets me buy the other stuff in the showroom that I want to buy. Like the moon pendant and the chronograph. Although I don't want the chronograph yet. And the casino also guarantees that we're removing that crate from the tunnel. But the Great Hall would let me draft one more room. And I love filling out all the rooms in the house, guys. I do love doing it. But our key situation... Actually, our key situation is fine because we have the laundry room. If you really run out of keys, the laundry room is there to save you. But again, guarantee the casino. Just guarantee that other shop being drafted. The casino might not get offered again. I'll take the casino. I'll lock it down. And I will take the gold. Okay, we're not going to spin yet, if at all. Oh, shit, there was more. Wasting some steps here, but there was more. Is that a... Oh, it's just a coin. I was hoping it was a key. Now, all right. So, we're good. With the kitchen, we're more than good on steps. Silver spoon put us in a good spot there. Every time I worry about steps, it's really just not warranted. Let's try this. Let's draft... Oh, this was locked, wasn't it? But it's okay. We can open locked doors now. We can open locked doors and everything will be good. Does this door open? Let's go ahead and draft this. If we run out of keys, we've got the laundry room. Everything will be fine. Secret passage, huh? This gets me another shop. This gets me another shop. Now the problem is, at this location, I'm not sure if it would give me another aquarium. It might give me another aquarium. But even if it does, there's no guarantee that the aquarium actually points me to rank 8. It's a little risky here to take a secret passage. It might be a smarter move to just take a tunnel. Take the tunnel, you get the dig site, and then you get another tunnel, and you guarantee yourself a door into rank 8. That might be the smart move. I think I'll do that. Tunnel it is. And now we'll not draft in that direction yet, though. Because I want to draft this other room below the rotunda. Even though it does cost me a key, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I don't really want any of these. But I guess the foyer, actually, never mind. The foyer is actually reasonable for us because now the tunnel will be unlocked. The next 2 tunnels will be unlocked and will save us a couple keys. So I think I'm happy to spend the 2 gems here in that spot. Considering these options, none of these are great for us. But the foyer is a decent effect, actually, here. So the foyer did show up in an okay spot. It's showing up, I think, as a result of the solarium. Probably is, well, I think it's definitely less likely if the solarium were not in play. Especially because we did not adjust its rarity at the conservatory. Okay. I think I go... This is where we go to rank 8. Maybe. I think I will go to rank 8 here. Just take the tunnel. I don't think if you reroll with the crown, the tunnel is not guaranteed to come back. So I definitely want to make sure I get the tunnel here. Don't take the risk. Even though I do want the gem, but I'm not going to risk it. Make sure we get that tunnel. Point, okay. All right. Now, we still have no dice. The guy's bedroom did not come back to us. So, and we don't have an ornate compass. So we're at the mercy of the RNG gods here a little bit. We don't have an electromagnet either. So that was a reason to take the solarium, right? The 2 rooms that we were aiming for, are aiming for still on rank 8, the mechanarium and the wine cellar. These are rooms that are both unusual, I think. So we have helped ourselves with the solarium in that regard. Let's see what happens. Vestibule. Or the classroom. The classroom is a blue room, but then you are missing out unless we somehow get lucky with the secret garden last minute getting us through the antechamber to the other side, the rest of the west wing. We'd have to take a vestibule here. I think I do actually take the vestibule specifically because we have the foyer. This is a 2 gems in this situation that I'm willing to spend because it guarantees us the open doors. So let's do that. And I will draft into rank 9 first. Oh, that gets us our dinner bell as well. Sure. I will draft upward into rank 9 and see what that gets me. Oh, dice. Yes. Okay, cool. I was going to say, now I get our locksmith. LOL. Dice. Dice, dice, dice. Servants' quarters would be actually not amazing because we only have the starfish aquarium to go with it. So our key, we have it. We have a laundry room. That's our break in case of emergency. We might not even need to go to the laundry room at all still. So let's take the boudoir. This gets us a gem as well. Cool. Okay. If I can, I'm going to save these 2 dice, I think, for... Oh, we got a key here as well. Let's go. Metal detector. If I can, I'm going to save these dice for this rank 1 West Wing room and trying to get her ladyship's chamber. That's what I'd like to do. Maybe we'll spend it on rank 8, but I'd really like to get either a study or her ladyship's chamber. Okay, because we just picked up a key, we can afford to do this room. All right, none of these are thrilling, but I don't think I want to use a die here. So I guess I just take the parlor, question mark? Or do I take the mechanical room to give me more doors in the mechanarium that I'm going to open up? I've got to think that the mechanarium, if it's got a blue memo, it's probably going to be inside one of those doors. One of the 4 diagonal doors. That would seem most likely. I got to think that in blueprints, they're not just going to have the blue memo sitting out in the open. But I do remember in the Starfish Aquarium, that memo was pretty out in the open. So it can happen. See, it's one of those situations where I'm asking myself, what were the game developers, when they considered the blue memo location in the mechanarium, how difficult did they want to make it on the player? Did they want to force the player to have a whole bunch of mechanical rooms so that they'd open, every single door in the mechanarium? Because if you don't open every single door, then you might miss the blue memo. Is that how they set things up? Or do they just put it on the floor? Say, hey, you drafted the mechanarium on rank 8. That's enough. That's enough trouble that you went through. I guess we're taking the parlor here, but at the same time, these are all rooms that I do want to draft on rank 8. Aren't these all commons? Maybe laboratory standard. Why am I seeing all commonplace rooms here? No, I made the pantry rare, didn't I? Oh, shit. I made the pantry rare. And now the solarium is saying, ha, 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 ha. There's your rare pantry. Oh, my God. Shit. My plans have backfired. I maybe might still need the gems. So I'll take the parlor. This situation... Well, let's do the logic game first. Wow. Okay. You are in the parlor. Okay, that's the first time we've seen that on a box. Has to be true. I'm not overthinking. I'm not missing something there, right? You're in the parlor. Yes. Correct. So we have one true. This box is empty. Could be true, could be false. The blue box is true. Well, yes. So, wow, did they just... We got our parlor game trophy and they decided, hey, for game number 41, we'll give you a layup. Because this box is empty, has to be false. So the box is not empty. That was the easiest parlor game we've ever had. Sure. Thank you. I will take it. Now, what I will do... What will I do? I am what I am. I am what I am. Let's just draft the vestibule. Let's see what we get. The vestibule could be a garage. There's a chance that this is a garage. I'm not sure if the garage can be drafted at rank 8. I'm guessing it probably can't be drafted at rank 9, but I don't know for sure. I feel like we've seen it shown up. We've seen it show up on rank 8 at least once, but I'm not sure. Oh my God, they gave us a throne room. They gave us 0 blue rooms, guys. I don't need a throne room. I might have needed a throne room if I hadn't gotten an office already. I guess I take a locksmith here because we might as well remove a crate from the tunnel. And the sale is on, and this just completely solves our key issues. If we need it. I don't even think I'm going to buy any keys here. Yet. Because I have infinite steps. I can come back here. No problem. And I would much rather just buy a chronograph and a moon pendant with my 52 coins that I have right now. I'll take the locksmith, though. No blue room, though, Sag. I'm not going to spend a die here to get a blue room. I'm interested enough in trying to get the castle, to get the chess game back online, that I will save the dice. Okay. We should still just check maybe if there's like a key sitting here because of the metal detector, but I'm not going to spend my coins just yet. Now we can draft the other side of the festival. Okay, gosh, I do want to take a treasure trove to check the note, the memo, but I think we should take the reroll here when they're giving us the furnace. Like, we could take a conference room, and we do get hopefully get a memo, but it's not one of the ones that's at the top of my priority list. And I don't need the gem from re-rolling, but I feel like I'd rather aim for other blue rooms here. But maybe given the fact that we've had a couple options here that haven't given us any blue rooms. Well, I guess maybe there was a blue room against the vestibule. There was the classroom. I could have taken the classroom, but I chose the vestibule instead to give myself doors, which did pay off. The boudoir gave us dice as a result. Can I just take the conference room here? Maybe I should. We're going to be down to just this door from the reading nook. If I don't get the door facing the way that I want it, I might be forced to use a die if I want to get to rank 8. Maybe I should just guarantee at least the one blue memo here. The conference room is a rarer room. Probably seeing it because of the solarium. Don't love this situation. I want to take a treasure trove, but I think the responsible pick is you take the blue room. This blue memo situation is a little bit frustrating, I have to admit. I do have to admit, just to let you guys know in my state of mind here, 50 plus days into Blueprints. This is a long game. This is a very long game, and I've enjoyed it, but there is also a part of me that is getting a little bit stretched thin and hopeful that there is some point of completion, some natural ending that, I mean, we've had a natural ending with credits, I guess you could say, but we've gone far beyond that at this point, and I'm hoping that we can find some way to without aiming for a 100% or something crazy like that. I'm hoping that we can get to some natural endpoint here. But I'm a little worried that natural endpoint might require me to pick up or obtain all of the information, or at least most of the information, most of these blue tents memos, in order to actually make progress. And I don't really feel great about the fact that the game is in order to make progress, we're going to require the player to go through what feels kind of tedious, to be honest. It feels having to draft these blue rooms on rank 8 and spend however many days it takes to draft possibly up to 40, 44, 40, 46, 47, whatever number of blue rooms that there are. Getting all of those, or a majority of them, to get the key information that you need, like the two memos for castling that we got from the Rook in the office. If I wasn't directed, if I hadn't gotten a hint to say, hey, these are the rooms that you want to prioritize, how long would it have taken me to get those rooms collected? And it feels kind of tedious. And there's a part of me that wants to say, you know what, guys? To make progress in this game, let's skip this whole rigmarole of me drafting rooms on rank 8. Why don't you all just tell me what the memos say? Let's just pretend that we have fast forwarded, I don't know, however many days it's going to take, 5, 10, 20 days to actually get all of these rooms on rank 8 and see them for myself. How about we just accelerate that process and you guys tell me what's on the memos? There's a part of me that wants to do that. How would you guys feel about that? How would that, I'm a little, because there's another part of me that's very like, that doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel like in the spirit of the game. But I also am at the point where the prospect of having to collect every single Blue Tents memo on my own is starting to feel a little bit daunting and not that fun. Maybe some of you, maybe a lot of you felt very similar. Now, I will say, we don't have a foundation. Our foundation has been gone for some time. And if we had a foundation to get us closer to rank 8 more quickly, maybe I would feel differently. Like if we actually had a foundation on rank 8, like the game did try to offer us at one point, we could have had a foundation, I think, right here, and we would have been directly on rank 8 every single day, right? We could have just spammed a whole bunch of drafts and had 2 doors on rank 8 guaranteed, and just go over and over and over and over and over and quickly get every single Blue Tents memo. As far as this situation, I will settle for the conference room. I'll settle for it. And let's see if we can find this blue memo. We are getting something from the metal detector. A key. Over on this side of the room. It's some coins. Under the chair. Okay. I have a feeling this blue memo is going to be stashed under some notes. Or notepads. That's my guess. The conference room feels like they've got a red... yeah, okay. It's actually right next to the red memo. Similar to how the locker room situation, you had the blue memo there right next to the green memo. All right. Red memos were created by Kirk Darren and approved by the Baron and questionably served as the estate's primary security system? Screenshot. Huh? My default reaction at every Blue Tents memo. Huh? Red memos were created by Kirk Darren and approved by the Baron and questionably served as the estate's primary security system. How does that help me? So we know that Kirk Darren is actually not a pseudonym. So I had wondered, I think at some point, if Kirk Darren were actually the Baron himself. If H. Herbert Sinclair were actually just Kirk Darren. But it does seem like they're probably 2 different people. Because this note, it refers to Kirk Darren and the Baron separately. Created by Kirk Darren. The red memos were created by Kirk Darren. Okay, why is that important? Questionably served. Like the idea being that they're just confusion. The red memos are there to confuse people. That's the security system. You drive people into a state of confusion and they're not able to actually figure out what's going on. Okay. Okay, well, we've noted that blue memo. Cool. Let's head back around, and I think we will finally dig up our treasure. We have to go back through the tunnel, right? Let's go get our treasure from the corridor. Now I'm getting a little bit worried, though, because I do want to still play the chess game, but we need a queen. It's so nice, the luxury of having an inkwell, isn't it? That inkwell just makes life so much easier. I guess it always just takes a long time to dig up this treasure. It's always a backbreaker, especially for Simon. He's like a little kid digging through like some floorboards and stuff. Like, holy shit. Okay, keys and coins, good. And there's another key here. Nope, a coin. All right. Okay. That's right. We've got a locksmith if we need it. I still don't want to take a chronograph yet. Until I have my hands on a study, I don't want the chronograph. Now, at the same time, the chronograph is nice for those situations where, you know, you use one of your dice and you go back to a fallback option. What was the metal detector? Oh, there's coins here from the office, right. And there are coins in here as well. A coin. All right, let's see. Let's see what this door gives us. Okay, I guess I have to take a Great Hall here. But I have a foyer already, so I just realized that the Great Hall is awesome. Boom. Perfect. We're getting to rank 8. And we're getting potentially some more resources. Just open all the doors right now. Spam those doors open. All right. I don't think this anti-chamber lever helps us. But we do it anyways, because why not? Coins. And keys. Look at that. We never had to spend a single coin on keys, did we? All right. The game just looks out for you, you know? The blueprints gods, well, maybe they're looking out for us. We'll see what these, we'll see what the last few rooms have to offer. Study. No. No study. We could get redemption. The boiler room redemption could be here. This could be our moment to try to find the memo that we did not find previously. There is, however, an observatory here as well, and we have not yet seen the observatory note. If indeed duplicate floor plans have the same blue memo. And I do think that I want to take the observatory, if nothing else, just to get myself another star. Get back to that inkwell ASAP. But I'm curious to see what the memo is here. The observatories are usually a room that we get earlier on in our draft. It's usually much tougher to hang on and wait to get an observatory on rank 8. The boiler room, yes, it's a less common room. We're getting it here because of the solarium. So it might be ultimately tougher to get a boiler room, but it's a mechanical room. So an electromagnet on subsequent days would help with that. I think I've convinced myself to take the observatory. Let's do it. Both rooms are giving us just the one single door to rank 8, which is good. Would have loved to have a door to rank 9 as well, but this is fine. Let's look at our telescope, and we can take our gems, we can take our key, our slice, our double sail, and our farmer's apple. I think I have this documented. Oh, this is the 48 stars, right. I'm not sure if I have the 47 stars, but I have 48 stars documented already, so. It's a good, 48 might be the best. That does not have an inkwell. Now, let's see if we can figure out where they've stashed the memo. For a second, I thought I saw it under the globe. Could it be hiding where? Could it be hiding inside of the telescope? Similar to where we had the floor plan for the planetarium previously, right? So we're gonna spin this sucker all the way around, because so far I'm not seeing it anywhere else. I might have just missed it, because these things are pesky, and they do hide very, very well. But I think I'd like to rule out the telescope itself before I go pixel hunting any further. It's not in there, huh? Okay. Or is it? I sometimes think I see a memo, but it's really just some other part of the texture. It does not appear to be in the telescope, so I'm always double checking. Are we on rank 8? Is it actually just stuff between the books here and I overlooked it? It has to be, right? Because where else can it be? Or it could be awkwardly hidden. It could also just be like on the... It sometimes is in very obvious places that are just out in the open, and I'm looking... My hyper-focused brain isn't relaxed into, like, take in your surroundings mode. And sometimes that does the trick. Spin the globe. Spin the globe. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is the other frustrating part of this. Is the actual hunt itself for blue memos. It's not stashed at the end of fixed stars. The sail. It could just be like on one of these. Maybe I need to look at the other side of these wooden slats one more time. I could have just run right past it. No. What the heck, man? What the heck? Am I gonna actually not find it? It doesn't... It's not because we drafted a duplicate observatory, is it? Is there a bug involving duplicate observatories? Or duplicate rooms in general? Because I'm not seeing this. Oh my god. We're actually not gonna find the memo in the observatory, are we? What the fuck, man? Why? Why is this like this? And it's like the frustrating part is like it could just be in the most obvious place in the world. And I'm very, I see it. I see it. It is on the telescope, motherfucker. It is on the telescope, but it was on the other side. Nope, not that way. Wrong way, wrong way. Other way, please. God damn it, man. So, do I actually want to... I might not be able to get this... Okay, it doesn't go any lower, so I actually need to spin this around on this side. I need to spin it around here so I can, like, walk up the stairs. Oh my god. I think I have to go one more. Or maybe more. Like, at some point, it's gonna block my way up the stairs, isn't it? That is true. So I need to go back one. Will it let me walk under from here? Yes. And now I think it better let me lower the telescope, because otherwise how can I grab it? Yeah. Oh my god, this freaking video game. Okay. What in the world is this note? The largest planet in the night sky is named after the Paragon of Ash. Okay, I think I understand this. At first I was a little bit, what? But I think I get it. The Paragon of Ash is Vea. The Paragon of Pizza is Joya. Isn't this what we learned yesterday? I think I got that right. Let me just check my notes. Although I don't think I took notes on this. I think I'm just relying on my recent memory to not fail me. But I do believe that if I go to the castle, sorry, chapel, I think the chimney sweep is the paragon of ash. Ashen one. And I believe her name was Vea. But we can confirm this, I think, by looking at the classroom. If we go to 4th grade and we look at our planet chart. Although looking at the zoomed out version is not as helpful. I can't, let me go to my screenshots. 1 second here. Go to my screenshots. I should put this in the Google Doc, but it also is more, it just is higher res if I go to the actual source screenshot. I think it's Vea. Daoja is the Saturn-like planet, but Vea is like Jupiter. Vea is the largest in the night sky. Okay. Gosh. It's... It does feel like there's gonna be some sort of puzzle involving the night sky. I don't know where that is, because so far I don't think I've seen a puzzle anywhere that's like, oh, you've got to manipulate the planets to open this door or whatever. To open something. Or make progress. I feel like we haven't seen this. Like, this is giving me information that is to be used at a later date. But we also had a note talking about in eclipses only appear in the north sky. I don't know if I took a screenshot of this, but take another one if I didn't already. Okay, so now I need to move the telescope back so I can actually look at the night sky once again. But man, at least we found it. Took me a while, but we got there. I don't know if I have to close the telescope to be able to look at the night sky, but let's hope we don't. Put this back in place. Please be kind. Rewind your telescopes. Yeah, okay, so we can still get our rewards. All right. Ugh. We still have 2 dice. Let's see what the last room in rank 8 is. Yes, use a key. Dang it. No wine cellar or mechanarium. We weren't going to get a mechanarium. We could have gotten a wine cellar. I would have also been happy for a study. Now, what I can do here, though, is I can rotate floor plans so that I can continue to draft onto rank 9. Thank you, Dovecoat. I appreciate that. Do I want to reward the Dovecoat and take it here in order to get its blue memo? Which one would I be more interested in, the Dovecoat or the classroom? What do I think could be more useful? What do I think could be more... Which one is more unlikely to show up? I feel like the Dovecoat shows up much less often than the classroom does, so I think I'll take the Dovecoat. And reward it for allowing me to draft into rank 9. Let's do it. Okay. At least we're getting new blue memo rooms. Dig these up in case we get a freezer. Oh, dice. Yes. Oh, that is awesome. What a great dig site. Thank you. And there's a gem in here as well. Thank you, Dovecoat. Now let's see if we can find... There's only so many places you could hide a blue memo in here, right? There's only so many... Are these... What are the actual little spaces called? Could it be in here? Is the blue memo at the end of these? No. We are returning east and should arrive on Tuesday. If the coast is not clear, lower the SD to warn us. Did we ever figure out what the SD means? Is it important? Do we need to know that? It's been a while since I've read this. I don't know if I need to reread the Dovecoat stuff closely. Feel free to let me know. Feel free to let me know, guys. We're at this point in the game. If you think I should look closely again at the Dovecoat, You might want to take another look at those Dovecote letters. Let me know. Do I need to be looking under the items on the ground? There's not that many items on the ground. So, and I'm not seeing a blue memo stashed under any of them. So my idea was, hi, there's a dove up there. It had to be in one of these little nooks, right? Doesn't it have to be? Doesn't it? Yes, it does. 3 members of the Sinclair family have attended school overseas in Kararika. Why do I need to know this? Why is this important? I don't get why that's important. You've told me now, you've told me the relative ages between Simon and Herbert. And now you're telling me 3 of the Sinclair family. 3 of the Sinclair family. Why is that important? Why the hell do I need to know who's gone to study in Kararika? Unless the only reason this exists is to help me figure out the sigil puzzle for Kararika to let me know it's an academic. If I hadn't been nudged back to the dormitory, that might be it. That could very well be it. Study, 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 study. Dang it. Okay. But it does give me a well, it gives me a room to go to the last door in rank 9. And then I can decide whether I'm going to use my redraws for a study. The question is, what do I take here? Shit, I wish I knew the rarities on these. For sure. Have we made the bedroom? No, we haven't made the bedroom rare. Bedroom shows up. I think I might take the bedroom just because it's... We have the Solarium buff in effect, and I feel like the bedroom should show up less often now than it would normally. And so I want to get... Oh, no, wait, no. Actually, it would be the other way around. I would want to take the room that's rarer. Because if I want to get a study, then I want the rooms that are most likely to compete with the study at the next door. I want those gone so that the study becomes more likely. So I think I actually want to take the music room, because the music room should be unusual, right? And I don't need the gems, so I might as well take the music room. Let's do that. And then I'll check my room directory to see if I was right. Music room. Wait, music room should be right here, right? Oh, is it not? Wait, which one is the music room? Is music room not a numbered room? Or am I being blind? Probably I'm being blind. Music room right here. It's a standard. Shit. Music room is standard. Laboratory is also standard. Actually, I don't think we had an unusual room in that pack, because the bedroom should be commonplace. Yeah. Okay. So that was a room there where none of them were Solarium buffed, so it's fine. Just trying to maximize my chances, guys. I want to maximize. I'm not gonna take a secret garden key because I don't want to, you know the reasoning, because Silver Spoon. No, not Silver Spoon. Moon Pendant. That's what I mean to say. Okay, so let's check this room. No study. So maybe I just take the freezer here. Now, I take the freezer, and that means I don't get to buy my moon pendant, but I would carry over some nice resources for tomorrow. I could also take the clock tower. Give myself more keys to start tomorrow. What's more valuable to me? A moon pendant or 19 gems and 18 or 88 gold? I don't really care about the gold. It would be more about the gems. I kind of feel like the moon pendant is more valuable. And I think I just want to take a clock tower. The moon pendant can get a silver spoon. It can get a jackhammer. Assuming we put the crown back in the coat check, it could get a treasure map. I like the moon pendant. I feel like the extra items to start the day are more fun than taking over 19 gems and 88 gold. Like we always end up with gems. It's not a problem for us. Whether it's the commissary or the observatories, we always, like, the freezer just doesn't, it's so redundant with all the other stuff we do. So I think it's clock tower for me. And then we will see if there are, yeah, that's right. I'm not picking up the secret garden key. All right, so we don't get a study, which means well, we could still get a study in that last door, but our 4 redraws are going to be aiming for most likely for Her Ladyship's chamber. This note is a little bit more interesting now that we've read the Red Prince original manuscript, because now we know that Swan is associated with the Morajai core. Crow is associated with Arinda. I still don't know what to make of this note, even with all that. It's probably important, but I don't know what to do with it. Just like so much other information that's in the game. I just don't know, guys. There's so much of it. There's so much info. All right, I'm hoping we can get Her Ladyship's chamber, but we got 5 shots at it, right? And we got plenty of steps here. Oh, and we did not take a freezer, so we can go buy our things in the showroom. So let's do that. And we removed a whole bunch of crates, which is awesome. I still don't think it's going to get us anywhere. We need, I think, probably one more round of crate removal. But we'll see. I will remember this time. I promise, I will remember this time to go out to the... I'll go out to the tunnel. I might not be able to say words. I might not be able to actually alliterate what I'm trying to say here, but I will go back to the tunnel. I don't think I'm going to buy the chronograph. I don't want that to be something I start the day with. Yeah, correct. At the same time, if you have an inkwell, a chronograph could be nice. But I think I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it where it's at. Just buy that moon pendant and we'll leave. Did we ever check for items in the laundry room? I don't think we did. Every once in a while, there's an item in here. We've not hooked up power to the laundry room in a very long time. Is there ever a world where we swap allowance for stars? I wonder what going to 81 stars would do. If we did get an inkwell at that point, I would imagine we'd still have a pretty good shot at an inkwell. Pretty much every star amount above 50 has got to have a pretty good shot, if not guaranteed, at an inkwell. That might be a good thing to do. I don't know. Let's turn in our crown. Or, nope, not yet, because the crown could come in handy. We might get 6 bites at the apple instead of 5. But there's only 1 room left to draft. Let's see what we get. Let's see if we can make it happen. And take one more wild, haphazard stab at the chess game. Let's find out. No Her Ladyship's chamber on the first one, but we do get to use our crown. Let's do it. I'm not going to settle for a mailroom. There's a study. We got the study. Okay. All right. I did, by the way, I don't think I mentioned this, but I did get an answer to my other question, which I was asking, should I care about the chess pieces being all the same color? It was confirmed for me that the answer is no. And that was my suspicion because, like we talked about earlier, from a game developer's perspective, that's too complicated, right? That's you should not be making the player do that. So I already kind of had the feeling like that's an overcomplicated thing that they would not make you do. And I did get confirmation on that. So the fact that we have different colored chess pieces here is not what is causing us. We already kind of confirmed that on day 52. That's not what's causing us problems. So we can take a study here. And now we have, do we have all our chess pieces? I took a chapel, so I have a bishop. We have observatory, which has knight, and there's going to be a pawn somewhere. Okay, and we did. Okay, we're going to try a couple things. We get to try the chess game. Cool. So nothing else to do in the house, except when we come back, we'll do the coat check and the break room, like we always do. There's no blessing of the monk anymore to consider, but even if we did have it, I would still do the same thing. Let's go. Let's once again wish upon a star or something in the fountain. And before I forget, I said I wouldn't forget, before we go to play chess, let's check the tunnel. Let's check it and see. But I have a feeling there's still going to be some boxes in the way. And no. Wait a second. We did remove enough boxes. And there is a door here. There's a door here. Now, what are the chances this is a locked door? I felt like it was like 100% going to be locked. But I have keys. And if I had no keys, I would have a laundry room and I could give myself some keys. Holy shit. Unknown. I'm almost like a little scared to look to the sides because it's so dark in here. I'm half expecting there to be like some creepy monster that jumps out at me. It's not that kind of a game. There's a door with the basement key. Oh shit. Oh shit. We cannot get to the antechamber. We cannot get to the antechamber, but I kind of want to now. Because we need a basement key. It's been so long since we've needed a basement key, but we need it once again. There's kind of a weird triangle shape here. This is not one of our cores. I don't think one of the cores has just a triangle to it. Unknown. What? Okay. Crate removal has done something. But we need a basement key. And we're going to have to wait until tomorrow to do that. Because we had opened that door to the right of the antechamber. But we picked a clock tower. I don't think we were offered a room from the music room that gave us a door to the antechamber. I don't remember what the other option was. I think it was an elbow room, but I'm not sure. Obviously, I had no way of knowing unless I'd have gone out here before drafting the clock tower room. I would have had really no way of knowing that I would need a basement key today. Well, that certainly makes me excited to draft day 54. No matter what happens with our chess game. Okay. Another basement key. Or another basement key door. The game is still saying we're in unknown. What? That's got to be a bug, right? Because I'm back on the grounds, aren't I? I haven't entered into some unknown dimension, have I? Am I... Did I just step inside of the dream here? I'm in a dream world. And nothing I'm doing actually... Whoa. Does the wind always sound that loud when you walk into the elevator? Am I in a dream world here and nothing is actually real? Why does it say unknown? This is... I feel like it's bugged out. That's so exciting. For some reason, I thought we had like 20 boxes or something left to go through in the tunnel. We actually opened it up. Okay, we've rectified. We're in the precipice, guys. Everything's fine. I think. Who knows? Who knows if everything's fine? We're at least gonna get to play some more chess, though. Which was looking like a there was chances that we weren't going to be playing chess. Okay, let's get some of our pieces in place here. Let's put the queen, and let's put our pawn, and let's get our here. There's our bishop, and then our knight goes where the observatory was. Okay. Now, I don't want to put all the pieces in place because that'll make our chess game unplayable if we do everything. But we know the king goes here, and we know we can put a rook at rank 7 or at rank 1. But what I'd like to do first, my first theory was swapping the king with the knight. Does that actually do anything? The knight does not light up the king's square. So it feels like it probably doesn't, but if we're gonna do the both pieces of this theory, that would involve swapping the bishop with the rook, right? Like, could this be some weird scenario where they all light up once I put this rook down? No. Okay. So it's not... This seems to disprove my initial theory of swapping the king with the knight and the rook with the bishop. Feels like you can throw that one out. Now, what about this idea where they instead need to be on the same rank? That is, the king and the rook. What if instead you are meant to swap the king and the rook on the same rank? The king does not light up when you put it on the rook square. And so it makes me think that that's not it either. Because nothing happens when you put the rook there. Okay, I think I'm going to have to read. I think I'm going to do it today. I think I'm going to read the third hint. The third hint that I was given, because now I feel like I'm out of ideas. I feel like what the game, it seemed very clear to me that the game was saying to swap the king with the rook. And now any theory that I come up with beyond that is feeling like I'm overcomplicating and I'm just missing something that's very obvious and everybody in the audience is laughing at me. But you have to remember, in a puzzle game, the answer seems obvious when you know it. When you know the solution, it seems very obvious to you. But you have to remember, you have to think carefully. Before you knew the answer, was it really obvious? Maybe it was. For some people, or different brains work in different ways, and for some people, this chess puzzle will have been very straightforward. Once they got the two blue memos from the rook, or the nook, and the office, and everything just fell into place for them, and they figured it out. No big deal. For me, that's not the case. And apparently I'm close here, but I'm missing something. So I'm going to read this last nudge. I'm not going to pull it up on screen right away here, but I'm going to check the message. I'm going to check the message, and then I'm going to copy it, or maybe can I actually copy it like this? Does this work if I do this? If I do this, and then go to here and paste it. Ah, okay, all right. So, let's go ahead, let me pull this up now. And the third nudge, or the third hint in this castle problem is you have performed a similar move once before. You have performed a similar move once before. You have what? You have performed a similar move once before. I have an idea. I have an idea, but I want to recheck my screenshots. I want to recheck my screenshots here. The king can castle by swapping with another piece. The rook can perform a special move with another piece. Okay. Am I simply I have performed a similar move once before. What have I done once before? Once before, well, when we first played the chess game, I chose the emblem of the knight. I don't know exactly what it's called. Banner, emblem. I chose the knight, and we got an armory added to our pool. And then we drafted the armory a bunch of times and had fun with that. And then I decided to switch to the banner of the king. So we played the chess game again, we switched to the banner of the king. Is this the swapping they're talking about? Your current piece, your current chess game buff, swap the king for a rook? Is that all they want us to do? You've got to be kidding me if that's the case. It doesn't actually involve something on the chessboard. Because the other hint does say that all 6 pieces must be placed correctly. And so maybe, well, the fact that I've tried several different things with like swapping pieces on the board, the spaces don't light up. The game is telling me that's not correct. This is correct. Put the pieces on the board correctly. And then once you have, choose your power to receive a new permanent power. Is this where I am supposed to take the rook? The resilience of the rook? I think I'm gonna take it. I don't really want this power per se, but this feels like maybe what we're getting at here. If it's something that I have done before, which was swapping from the knight, the mantle of the knight, to the banner of the king, well, now maybe I'm supposed to swap from the banner of the king to the resilience of the rook. That that's the first thing that I'm thinking of here. And this also fits the bill for something that I would have been close to doing, and also something that I could see that certain people in the comments would be extremely frustrated that it's like, just pick the rook. Like, I could see, you know, if I knew the solution to this puzzle, and if it is indeed me just picking the rook here, and, you know, I'm watching somebody play through and they get to this point, oh, he's chosen, he's so close. All he needs to do is click the rook. And then instead I click the king. That might cause some audience members to, you know, what are you doing, you dingus? I mean, I can't think of anything else to do. The Banner of the King is great. I love this buff. But we did just kind of, the biggest use that we've had for it so far was getting crates out of the tunnel, picking picking shops as our Banner of the King and getting those crates out of there. But those crates are gone now. So even if I mean, we're gonna try it. We're gonna swap the king for the rook, regardless of how useful I think this drawing floor plans up to 4 times when you're in the 4 corners of the house. That's whatever to me. Although I guess it would have come in pretty handy today if we'd have run out of dice and we'd have been drafting that last corner for her ladyship's chamber or a study. But is this what it is? You may give it this power by returning this chamber. Yes. Yes. You have got to be kidding me. You have got to be flippin' kidding me. I really don't like that. I'm sorry. I really don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like it. This is our chessboard. This is where we're supposed to be playing chess and swapping pieces with each other. I know it's an assumption. It's an assumption that I was making, that this is where you swap the pieces, and the game was telling me, no, it's not. The squares aren't lining up. That's not it. You got to do something else. And I probably cling to my assumptions too strongly. I'm just thinking, if I were designing this puzzle, that's not how I would do it. This is not where the castling is supposed to occur. It's supposed to occur here. Okay. My complaining and like frustration with this is how you do the puzzle aside. Holy shit. Listen to this track as well. Is this a brand new music track? Has anything changed here? No. We've been given a new passageway. And this is what I thought was gonna happen. I thought something was gonna happen in this room that was gonna lead us to somewhere new. If I were to figure out what this move was. Thank you to my trusted advisor for the hints. The hints got me there. That last one did it. And it was a pretty subtle one. It was a very subtle one, but it's a move that I had done before, and that's the only one that I could think of. It was also putting together all the other pieces of the puzzle, though, like understanding that people in the audience are frustrated at me for being so close yet so far. We figured it out. Man, oh man. What instrument is this? Bassoon? What in the world? It's a whole new part of the estate that we've never been to before. And it also says unknown. I just realized unknown. Except it does say unknown underground for whatever that's worth. The other one just said unknown. It looks like we're going to another tomb or another coffin. Breakable wall? Why is this wall revealing bricks? I wish I had a power hammer now. Maybe I'll make note of this. Screenshot. Maybe I want a power hammer, although bricks are revealed up here as well, so this could be just the texture of the room. It's worn down, man. Nothing on the ceiling of significance. Try not to overlook anything, guys. Try not to overlook anything. There's probably no blue memos that are hidden behind the pillars in this little walkway here, but I'm taking nothing for granted. Holy shit. Oh my god. Okay. Whoa, are these statues all holding more Ajay boxes? Except these all have Arinda cores on them. And there is an Arinda core on this coffin. Oh my god, and there is a face. There is somebody sketched into the wall. Painted into the wall. There is a relief here of somebody who I do not recognize. It doesn't look like Herbert. I have no idea who that is. What in the world? There are, I think, 8 puzzle boxes. Even though there are, like, on each side, it feels like there is a slot where one of the statues is missing, but it still works out to 8. But this room is in such a rundown state. How long has this been here? This is wild. And it's moments like this where I do love the game, because its moments of discovery are just incredible. Okay, so then how do the black squares work again? They cycle through one row, right? Okay. Green swaps from one side to the other. And then pink, I don't remember what pink does. It rotates around it. Okay. Okay, so we need to get 4 black pieces here, right? In the corners. That's what we need to do with all of them, because it's Arinda. So, in order to get green, or in order to get black to the corners, to the bottom row, I need green at least over here somewhere, and then I rotate green until it's in this position. And is that good enough? Because now I can just put this, I can put pink here and rotate the black until they're on opposite sides. Not quite, but what I could do is like this. Now it should work. Okay, does this just give me an allowance token? No. It is not. I was a little worried. I was like, I hope this is not just 8 allowance tokens, because, like, you know, I wouldn't turn them down, but I don't freaking need them. I want much juicier stuff than allowance tokens, and I think that's what we're getting. In Ares court, where the king now lays, this feels like this is a fragment of an overall. This, if we have one of these notes in every one of these boxes, this might be a matter of open all the boxes and then you've got to piece together the fragments. Maybe it makes a poem. It's blueprints. It's got to make a poem, right? And there's going to be some wordplay in that poem. It has to be. Oh my god. Okay. Gosh, I am so long into this one single recording, which I just was like, I'm in a flow. Let's get this draft done. But now I do need to take a break because I need a bite to eat. I need to stretch and everything. And then, holy shit, we are going to open some boxes. Hopefully open all these boxes and try to make some sense of what's inside. This game is so wild. Holy shit. Okay, break time is over, and I'm happy to hear that the music is still playing. Our dramatic, unknown music. Still going at it here. All right, let's keep moving down the line. See if we can get some more puzzle boxes solved. Orange. What does orange do? It's a majority thing, isn't it? It doesn't work right now because there's only... We have to get... You have to get it surrounded by at least 2 black squares, and then it'll turn into a black square, I think. What does purple do? It goes down. Okay, so now that we've got that, we could turn this one into black. No, because it has 2 grays. I'd have to put it... See, if I put it here, it's going to turn purple, right? Okay, just want to remind myself that's how it worked. Let's reset. I think you have to make any progress here, you have to start like this. That's like a required opener. Then from there, you probably want to go, let's see, do you want to bring the black all the way to the top? I don't think so. It feels like we want to turn at least one of these orange squares into black, but I can't do it unless I... I don't know, maybe I do have to... Oh, maybe I want to float... Maybe I want to bring purple down here so that I can do... So that I can do this. Maybe that's what I want to do. Because now I can turn this into black. But at the same time, now I can't get any black squares up to the top. So this is not the solution, right? Unless I had done this slightly differently. I need to get at least 1 black square up to the top, I think, in order to get this orange to turn into black. So maybe I do need to like start like this. Like if I go like this, I think this does it. Well, except now I need, see, I'm running out of black squares. I'm running out of black squares on the bottom. I have enough on the top now, but I don't have enough on the bottom. So I need to be, I think I have to start like this. But then if I want to, I need at least 2 on the bottom, correct? Like I can't activate this and then move it away, right? Yeah, because then it deactivates. So I need to have 2 on the bottom. And I cannot... I don't think I can move... Oh, wait a second. I could move an orange square up. I could move an orange square up. Does that help me? It might. But I think even if I did, I think it actually doesn't help me yet. It's too soon to move an orange square up. I didn't mean to do that. I want to reset it. I think I have to start like this. And then it sure feels like you want to transform this. Well, I can't transform this orange yet, unless I transformed it into purple, but I don't think I want to do that. That's, I think, a fail state. Is it? Is that a failure? I could still... Maybe it's actually okay. What happens if I do that? If I do that... No, that actually doesn't help me at all. I'm still ending up with the same problem. That doesn't help me at all. Let's reset this again. We do this. And then we... Man, it feels like you have to move a black up to the top. It feels like you want to do this, but then that gets me into trouble, right? I can't quite do that. Well, I can get black here. Maybe I can do this, actually. Okay, it was simpler than I thought. It was easier than I thought. I was overcomplicating it. Okay. Oh god. On the sacred hour, that time-worn phrase. That time-worn phrase. We gotta see all of them. I feel like these are gonna go in some sort of a sequence, and we won't really know anything until we get them all. Okay, we know what the pink and the purple and the orange do now. We probably need to... The only way we can really start here is by rotating this purple, I think. And that means we probably are putting the pink here. And then rotating around to get at least one black on the bottom. Do I rotate the pink all the way up? I want to get... How do I get a black down to the bottom? I might have screwed myself already. Let me reset. How am I getting a black down to the bottom? I think this is probably a required start, and then this is the required follow-up. The way you get a black down to the bottom is by doing this. You can actually get 2 black pieces down to the bottom. And then you could get... And that way, you would be able to get your orange turned into a black piece, and then you just... It just works. Cool. Thankfully, that was much easier. Will a youth approach with empty arms? Not gonna try to make sense of it yet. Just keep on moving down the line. Orange and yellow. What does yellow do again? It bubbles up. Okay. So we bubble upward. The only way to do anything is to bubble upward. And I guess we just go all the way. And now you could move this piece around. Still wouldn't do anything until... That doesn't do it. I need to transform orange into black. But in order to do anything, like I can't get these 3 blacks on the top are not going to go anywhere. They just move in the same row. The oranges aren't gonna do anything until you break the tie. So you have to click on one of the yellows to do anything to start. I'm not sure if you're supposed to click on both. Kind of feels counterproductive to click on both of them. But then from here, nothing happens until you do move another yellow piece. So let's say we do this. Maybe I do have to do this, because this would be the only way. Or did I already try this? I already tried this, didn't I? Because I can't break a tie now, because the oranges do not count diagonals. They don't count diagonals. And, how am I getting a... Oh, orange could turn into gray. Orange could turn into gray. I don't think that helps. Is there ever a world where we want to turn orange into yellow? No, we have to turn an orange into black. But I can't do that. If I start like this, I think I probably need to... Oh, what I probably have to do is something like this and move where this yellow piece shows up. Because now... No, I can't... The yellow bubble's up. Yellow bubble's up. And if I bubble it up again, I'm just ending up with the same situation that I had before, right? Can't do that. Maybe I'll come back to this one. Let's come back to that one. I'm not seeing a solution right away on that. Let's not get stuck on one too long. Try to keep moving on down the line. Green swaps places. Pink rotates. So I could do this and get that. And then I could do this. And I could rotate this. This one feels much more manageable. I did not mean to do that. What I meant to do was this. This. Oh, it's just a little bit off. How do I get this synced? That's how I get it synced. Okay. And in sky above a brilliant sign. Nothing's gonna make sense until we put it all together. Hopefully, I don't even know. The way this game goes, I might open all 8 of these and still be confused as all get out. We're in the unknown, for God's sakes. Purple bubbles down. Green swaps. Right? Purple bubbles down. Green swaps. Oh, purple bubbles down. It doesn't... The black doesn't bubble up all the way, which is what I was thinking it was going to do. But it does go like this. And now we can get that there. Okay. So that works. Question mark. Now we can swap this and bring that like that. And now this goes here. And now we just need to swap here so we can bubble that down. And cool. All right. Most of these are falling into place rather quickly. Good. A sullen cross as 5 stars align. Okay, so not Southern Cross, sullen cross. What in the world? I'm hoping some of these are gonna make sense, but so far I'm not seeing it. I'm gonna it's one of these things we're gonna have to put them all side by side. 2 greens, 2 purples. Purples bubbled down. Greens swap. I don't think I want to turn an orange into a purple, do I? If anything, I would want to turn it into green, maybe. But even that's probably not what I want to be doing. How do I get... Let me reset. I need to get a purple piece. Green doesn't do anything when it's in the middle. I need to get a purple piece upward, right? In order to... Let's say that we start like this. But then... I could afford to turn 1 orange square into something that's not black. And I would still be, theoretically, be able to make 4 black squares eventually. So I could turn this into a purple right now. But I don't know that I want to do that. I don't think that helps me. Because if I do that and then I swap, I really can't do anything with that Well, maybe I can. Does that do anything? Purple bubbles down. I still am not able to get a black square. I need a purple to displace a black tile. I think that needs to happen. Is this the only one that makes any sense? Or do I want to, or would I rather... This is... Swapping this row around doesn't really do anything. I think I have to start like this. Do I need to turn this into a purple? Oh, because then... Now I could get a black square up to the top. And now this would turn into this. Okay. And then I could also similarly turn this into a black square. The question is, would I then be able to get everything where it needs to go on the bottom? Let's try and see if I can, because I can do this. And I could do... I can go ahead and bring a purple square up. And then I can rotate it around and bring another one back down. And rotate the purple over here. There we go. These are not too bad. A patient figure. A reckoning great. These aren't even like their own individual fragments. Like this one feels like it has the end of one stanza and the beginning of another. Will it all make sense? This one feels like it should be fairly easy. There's not too many possibilities, right? Yellow bubbles up. So it kind of makes sense that you'd want to swap with the yellow and then bubble it up. And then go ahead and bubble it up again. But then you need to be able to... No, this should be fine, actually. Because what we can do is go like this and bring the green back down, and now circle this around, cycle it around until you bring the yellow back down again. And now yellow goes up. And now green goes back down, and this goes around. Is this the way I want to do this? Or do I want to... If I bring black to this row... I need one... I think I just kind of did the same thing, but in reverse. I need to do this a little bit differently. I might have screwed myself. Because now can I get... The only way to get a black square back up to the top row is by doing this. Okay, maybe I'm not screwed. How do I get these off the middle row? The yellow needs to displace them down to the bottom. So I need to bring yellow back here so it can go like this. But this time I don't want to displace black back to the middle row. That's like... If anything, I just want to displace the gray. And now... I've got one more black square to displace, but I think I can do it like this. I think I bring this down here, and I move this around, and I bring it here. Now we should be good. Okay. Okay. Whoa. The black key is lying with the last king of 8? The black key. As in the key that we need to open the true treasure of the trove? What does that mean, lying with the last king of 8? That's the only one that has felt like its own standalone clue. These guys aren't kings, are they? They don't look like kings, they look like monks. They're dressed kind of the same as the guy in the shrine, aren't they? And they're also dressed similarly to the shrouded monk-like figures that we've seen depicted in other places like the classroom. Okay, one more to open. Can we get this? How do we get this? I can't do anything by clicking any black square to start, and the same goes for orange. Orange doesn't do anything. The only squares that do anything are the yellow squares to start. So I have to start with at least one of those. It's just a question of, do we continue by doing this, or should we have done this first? That's what I'm not clear on. So, I mean, maybe I think these moves are equivalent. Either this or either left or right is the same start. Now from here, I could continue. Let's presume that I have to bubble up all the way and bring one black square to the middle. Now that I've done that, I have some options with the black squares. I could circle, or I could cycle the yellow square around until it was in, like I could cycle this over here to be able to turn this into yellow. But I feel like we tried this once before. And if I do that, let's try it one more time. Now, the only thing I can really do that's of use is to do this. I guess I would be able to do... Well, the thing is, the problem is that I need to have two black pieces on the top row. I cannot bubble... At this point, I can't bubble this. If I click yellow to bring it up to the top and move a black tile to the middle, now I can't solve the top two corners. I think I need to bring those black tiles down in order to get this orange tile transformed. But once I do that, my top row is left unsolved. I don't think it makes sense for us to transform the orange tile into yellow. So let's reset and let's try like we did again to go this route. Because I feel like there's got to be a way here. I mean, we could. Actually, I'm not sure if we can. I was going to say we could transform this middle orange into a black square, but I don't think we can. So far, we haven't been able to break a tie. So what would I need to do? Well, it feels like I would need to use this other yellow tile to bubble up, which I could do. I could do that to bubble up here like this, and now I would have this middle orange would become a black square. Maybe this is the right track. I just need... I think this is it, actually. I think I solved it. Because now this turns into... There we go. Got it. It wasn't that hard. Just needed a little fresh brain energy. All right, last puzzle box has another note. Okay, so these are not kings. This was not the last king of 8 who had the black key. Without gifts, nor gold, nor mannered charms. What? What in the world? Okay. Without gifts. Will a youth approach with empty arms? On the sacred hour, that time-sworn phrase. In Ares' court where the king now lays. Those two rhyme. On the sacred hour, that time-sworn phrase. In Ares' court where the king now lays. This is not a king, is it? Is that what this is? Is this the tomb of... Is this supposed to be a king depicted here? As in, like, King Desolates? We can't walk through here, by the way. Suswall! But if I had a power hammer... Let's keep looking at the notes. And in sky above, a brilliant sign. a sullen cross as 5 stars align. A sullen cross as 5 stars align. The Southern Cross is made up of 5 stars. And in sky above a brilliant sign. Maybe these are, is there ever a world where these are read in sequence? Because arms and charms. Maybe I do read these starting here and read them around. I kind of was solving them in a clockwise fashion just because that's what made sense to me. I enter here, start on the left, move around clockwise. But if you read them in that order, that maybe it makes sense. In Ares' court, where the king now lays, on the sacred hour, that time-sworn phrase. He lays on the sacred hour? On the sacred hour, that time-sworn phrase. Oh, I see. On the sacred hour is when a youth will approach with empty arms. Without gifts, nor gold, nor mannered charms. Oh, hold on a minute. I might be getting an idea here. And in sky above a brilliant sign, a sullen cross as 5 stars align. A patient figure, a reckoning great. The black key is lying with the last king of 8. Okay. All right. So in Ares' court, where the king now lays, I'm starting to get the idea that they are trying, this is on the sacred hour, that time-worn phrase. Did I say time-sworn? I might have been saying time-sworn, but it's time-worn for whatever it's worth. Oh God, okay. Will a youth approach with empty arms? A youth. Who is a youth? Simon. Simon is a youth. Without gifts, nor gold, nor mannered charms. Without gifts, without gold. In other words, 0 gold in your possession. And also any other gifts, aka resources. I think you probably have to have steps. That probably, hopefully they don't count steps as a gift here. Nor mannered charms, as in items. Are these mannered charms? And in sky above a brilliant sign, a sullen cross as 5 stars align. The Southern Cross has to be active. A patient figure, a reckoning great. The black key is lying with the last king of 8. It feels like it is trying to get us to set up some scenario where this is where I'm a little confused, because I don't know what it means by Ares' court, where the king now lays. Ares' court, where the king now lays. Ares' court. The throne room I don't think counts. I don't think that's what they're talking about here. It's, oh, it does say Ares. Arinda Ares. Oh, of course. Bro, okay. I was thinking Arch Ares. There's a bunch of different Ares. There's Arinda Ares, there's Fen Ares, there's Arch Ares. I honestly was getting my mind in Arch Ares, and I was starting to think like, okay, Arch Ares is yellow. Is there a shop that's also called a court? Ares Court. Is the throne room also thought of as a court? But is this where the king lays? It says in Ares Court where the king now lays. It's not talking about the Arindian ruins, is it? Now, what's really scaring me here is this note. The fact that it says on the sacred hour. Whatever scenario that they are trying to get us to set up, where Simon approaches with empty arms, in other words, he has no items, no coins, no keys, no gems or anything. He approaches some court, Ares Court, but he does it on the sacred hour. Oh, I hate that idea. So you're gonna make me set up some convoluted, complicated scenario, but I have to do it with a time limit. Jesus. No! And on top of that, you have to have the Southern Cross active, by the way. This is the way my mind is decoding this initially. It sounds like you've got to have no items, no currency. You've got to have the Southern Cross active, and you got to get there at the sacred hour. And if you do that, there is some patient figure, a reckoning great. The black key is lying with the last king of 8. And this is the part that I really am not sure about, because like it sure sounds like the key is in fact the black key that's going to open the treasure of the trove. But the last king of 8, have we seen any kings at all? I mean, we've seen kings, right? We know that there's a banner of the king that we had to swap with the resilience of the rook in order to be here in the first place. Maybe we would have been able to do it in reverse. Rook and then king would have maybe also worked. Feel free to tell me if you want. I strongly suspect it would, but I don't know if we're trying to look for a room on our estate. It's not jumping out to me any room in our directory that, other than the throne room, where there is a king involved. Well, okay, the office. The office has a king piece. But is that what we're talking about here? Are we talking about the chess pieces? It says the last king of 8. There's only 2 king chess pieces. Where at all are there 8 kings? I don't remember seeing a king at all. Except it's not probably talking about a literal king. Well, I don't know. Is it talking about tombs that have kings inside them? This is one that I'm gonna have to mull over. Who the hell is this? Rhetorical question. Is this a king? Maybe this is one of the kings. Maybe it would do us good to look behind that basement key door that we just unlocked in the tunnel. Maybe there would be some related information in there. What we can do with 82 steps is we can go, this is so exciting. And I'm glad at least that I don't feel completely lost with reading those notes. There at least is some sense making. Now I still don't know where 6 add 6 Torlor et comes into play, because that doesn't feel like that's related to all the stuff that we just read, but I don't know yet. What I could do though, is we could go back to, actually, where am I trying to go here? I had an idea and then I maybe forgot what it was. What was I was at least gonna head outside, right? Dang, what was I gonna do? I was thinking about the... Oh, I was gonna go to the Arindian ruins. That's what I was gonna do. I want to recheck the Arindian ruins. That is where we found the plans for the throne room. But I don't remember thinking to myself, ooh, this is where a king is buried. Or any similar notion. The last king of 8. What is it talking about? Is this the right way? Yeah, this is the right way to the ruins. Oh, and then that music fades out. That super weighty, dramatic oboe or bassoon or whatever other wind instrument that we were being treated to the whole time. What an atmosphere. This game is crazy, guys. What is here? This doesn't feel like a tomb. Unless it were a tomb of, like, a child. But it doesn't feel like where a king would be buried. Reddington in the distance, presumably. Okay, I don't think that this is the point of interest that's being referred to, but the last king of 8. The last king of 8. Is there any room in my directory that might somehow fit the bill here? There's a crown in the closed exhibit. I don't know what it means by the last king of 8. I think that's all there is to it. I just don't know. And my brain is starting to be out of energy for today. Brain power is waning. It has been a fantastic draft though. So much more profitable than I could have expected. I will say, I don't want to return to a negative subject, but I will say one more time, I'm a little frustrated at the fact that castling involved using the king and the rook that were on the wall, not the king and the rook that were on the chessboard. What? That, like, if I were designing, it goes against what I expect in a video game. And that's really, it's subverting my expectations. That's what's frustrating to me. Because for me, the pieces on the wall, Banner of the King, Mantle of the Knight, and so on, these pieces are there as a reward. You solve a puzzle and then you get those as a reward. They're not supposed to be used as another puzzle themselves. That's what the expectations of all my video game experience over the years tells me should be the case. Of course, if you're making a video game for yourself, you can do whatever you want. You know, you can make up whatever rules that you want, and that's obviously what they've done with Blueprints. This is a game that does subvert expectations in a lot of regards. And perhaps the whole point of the puzzle is to prey on the expectations of some players like me who would never expect for you to have to use the king and the rook that are actually on the dang wall. Lateral thinking is required. I see why. Lateral thinking is needed in a puzzle like that, and it's a puzzle that someone like me is going to struggle with. And maybe I would have never even had a chance to figure it out on my own without some hints, because it just doesn't naturally occur to me to think that those pieces on the wall should be used as part of a puzzle. How did you guys feel about it? Was that something that you all kind of just naturally got? Or were there a lot of you like me that maybe had to get some hints or look something up or something? It's not my favorite puzzle in the game. But I am excited about the discovery that we have made, and I'm gonna have to think about what we have learned, and hopefully make some headway on it eventually, just like all the other stuff that we. So okay, we're gonna check in, not the crown. We're changing plan. Oh, that's right. That I went the wrong way. We are not. We're gonna have enough steps for this. We got plenty of steps. We're not gonna check in the crown. Because now that we have cleared enough crates from the tunnel, we actually want to get a basement key. Oh my God, we want to get our hands on a basement key. Oh, so I need to actually go. I'm actually going to the wrong room altogether. In order to get a basement key, we need to get back to the antechamber. And what room really helps us get back to the antechamber? The secret garden. So we're gonna grab the secret garden key, because maybe, well, not maybe, we will have it tomorrow, almost certainly, because I'm gonna put it in the coat check. That's what we're gonna put in the coat check, and our crown, hopefully I'm going the right way. Our crown will either go back to room 46, and we'll probably pick it up anyways once we get to the antechamber. Or who knows, we might get lucky and the moon pendant will snag it for us. One way or the other, this is a situation where we actually do want to get to the antechamber on day 54. Had to double check what day we were on just to be sure, because man, this has been a doozy. Nothing else that I'm going to buy from the, I'm not going to buy the chronograph. It's already made up my mind on that. Guys, this is where we're going to wrap up this installment of Blueprints. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you did enjoy the episode, if you're enjoying the series, if you're here for day 53, you're probably enjoying the series. Please do consider doing the YouTube thing and hitting those buttons down below. It helps so much. We're going to check in our secret garden key, like I said, and then call it a day, because I don't have any more brain power. The only thing to do from here is look forward to getting a basement key on day 54. Oh, there are some coins here, but not, we might be able to get a master key. If I went looking for enough gold in enough rooms that we've spread coins to, I could try to get a master key as something to carry over with our moon pendant. And we're only 3 coins away. Should I try to do that real quick? I love squeezing every little bit of value that I can out of a draft. But also this draft has gone long enough and we will be fine. We've got a clock tower that's going to start us off with some keys and things will be fine. We're not going to have a banner of the king tomorrow. We're going to get to play around with this resilience of the rook, I guess, for once. But we might be able to switch back to the banner of the king soon enough when we play the chess game again. Although, can we play the chess game again now that we've castled? It would probably actually close that door again, wouldn't it? That door to where we went is maybe not going to be automatically open on day 54 and going forward. You might have to recastle in order to get back to that room. I think I've taken all the screenshots, but I've got it in the footage here. Anyways, one way or the other, we're calling it a day in the break room like we always do. And calling it a day. We've got to figure out where is the last king of 8? I think I kind of understood all the other clues that they were telling us there, maybe. Although it seems like a convoluted sequence of events that you've got to walk through. But you have to at least figure out where is the last king of 8. And that's the part that's completely escaping me at the moment. So for now, we might have to just continue to collect blue tents, memos, and hopefully get our hands on a basement key on day 54. Once again, a garden shopping center. We do love our garden shopping center here on Mount Holly. But we'll be starting our day with our key card as always. And man, gosh. It feels like the game is what's the end gonna be? What is our end point going to be? It felt like we took some giant steps today though. Those 2 discoveries do feel like very, very significant ones. And man, all I can say is I'm excited to get to day 54 and figure out even more unintentional rhyme. Thank you all very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one.